Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome back to another vlog. Welcome to my house, my apartment. Just sitting in my kitchen this evening. I had no motivation today, just kind of putting it out there. So apologies if this is going to be a different kind of vlog, but every now and again, I just it's too much, just being outside, being social, even just taking walks and, just doing what I do. There are days that I just need to do nothing. And since the passing of my mother, I have noticed that my mental well-being has slipped further and further into uncomfortable territories for myself. So days like today are necessary for me to maintain balance in my head, and that's what I'm doing. So you may get more of these kind of videos. Hope you guys don't mind the look. I tried to set up a shot. You guys are way further away than normal. Usually I keep the camera like about where my hand is, and you're like twice the distance away again. So, but I wanted to get the lighting and try to frame a shot. This is what I do. Try to make things look good, even when inside my head I'm screaming. So there's nothing specific that's wrong. It's just like a general sense of I feel disassociated from myself these days, and I can't. It's hard to define because I'm still trying to figure it all out. Like, in all honesty, I'm happy in a lot of my life. There's a lot of things that are going really, really good, and I'm content and happy. I love where I am. I love my apartment. I love making videos. But there's been a few telltale signs that things were building. I don't know if it's noticeable to you guys, but it is to me. 20 years ago or so, maybe a little bit. Yeah, around 20 years ago. I had a rotator cuff injury in the shoulder. And my shoulder or arm got locked, and I could not raise it past here for the better part of 18 months. And I did physio and did a whole bunch of things to try to get it to release. And then finally it was just like putting my arm up against a wall and like putting it up against it and then just walking into it until finally it didn't pop, but it just finally was enough that I could move it. And there's still days that it's sore and it's tender. It's something that never heals fully. But one of the things is that underneath my shoulder blade, I had a knot. And so what I'm doing all the time is, because my neck is stiff, is I'm constantly like popping and moving and doing this kind of thing to get my neck to let go, because I can feel the tension in the neck. And I've been noticing my videos that my tick is back. And so it's just like a little, like that little thing. And I can see myself doing it in the videos all the time because it's, again, I've got tension building. And for the longest time here, I didn't have that. So I know something is cracking inside here that I need to address. Making a few life choice decisions. One of them is diet. I am going to be, I'll be eating home more often. So you'll, the only time I'll be eating out is when I film for you guys, when I go out. You may see some healthier options when I'm out. You may see some vegan options when I'm out. I'll probably be laying off a lot more of the Western foods and going back to the local Khmer foods. Getting back to the basics of things that I actually enjoyed. I'm shopping at the market all the time now, so I'm constantly making food at home. I made rice today. Like I had black beans and rice, as one of my snacks tonight. Alan and Dean brought me over a lovely vegetarian curry that Dean had made the other night, and so I had that with rice too. So Just trying to be healthier with my food options. Coffee is going to be black. This is just an instant black coffee. I need something when I'm doing these videos, so it's more of it's a crutch for me, and instant coffee doesn't really affect me, so I don't have any issues. I took time off of the gym. After I hurt my stomach, I decided that I needed to ease off, that I was pushing a little too hard. And one of the things, 57, man, the body doesn't react the way that it normally, doesn't react the way it did when I was in my 30s or even in my 40s. I mean, I was a bartender in my 40s. You know, I was carrying crates full of liquor bottles back and forth up fucking flights of stairs. You know, there was nothing for me to take 2 crates at a time. You know, it wasn't like I'm super strong or anything, but I was fit, and I lost a lot of that. And the thing is your brain doesn't remember that you're old. So you go and do things and it hurts. And so I've decided to do some lightweight martial arts things at home. Found a couple of things online that just kind of click with my head. Just I want to build up just more flexibility. I'm not looking to get toned or anything. I don't want to have a 6-pack or anything like that. I don't care about that. I just want I want to get my body in line with my mind to the direction I want to go. Planning on going to the temples to do some meditative stuff more often. I'm going to do a lot more introspection. But with that, you know, going out and having a couple beers is I told Alan and Dean that, you know, still go and hang out with them, but I'll be having like lime juice or tea. Just you know, last night we filmed their follow-up video for the medical thing that happened with Alan, and had a couple beers with them last night, and you know, it was fun. But when I get back home, you know, I made myself a tea. I edited the video, and for last night that you guys saw, the one I had the egg coffee. And, you know, I was in bed a decent hour. I was fine. You know, like I said, I only had a couple of beers. It wasn't anything major. I think we got that big tower of beer, and I think we ended up getting like 3 each out of it or something. We had a couple more afterwards. It was nothing. We had dinner. We ate at Chubby Gonzo's, and it was amazing. And even last night, without thinking, I had 2 black bean and sweet potato tacos there. And then today I made the rice, but I put in it some dried mushrooms and some seaweed. And I just finished a bowl, plain, just cold rice with fish sauce on it and a bit of chili oil, and it was great. And you know, I don't need to have huge meals. I can eat smaller things, and that's what I'm going to do. I want to get back on track. I don't know if that's going to fix what's in my head, but I do know that part of my issue is the fact that I'm not physically as healthy as I was. And like I said, this shoulder thing and this tick, I know that I've got stress building up in my system. And it's feeling run down today too. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm coming down with a cold or if I'm just tired, just exhausted. You know, everything is weighing on me. You know, still waiting to get the job thing sorted out, and so, you know, the whole money thing is now a weight on my shoulders. Like, because I can't live indefinitely on my savings, and I know that. And I have to maintain a certain amount as a nest egg in case anything happens. I need to go back home. You know, if I need to fly, I want to make sure I have enough just to do that. So, you know, things are, you know, at a point where in the next few months, if I don't have work, I'm in trouble. So, and I'm not worried about it because, you know, the amount of money I need to survive here is a lot less than I would back home. So if I went back home just because of work, I wouldn't be in any better shape than staying here. So, and again, I want to stay here for my own well-being and mental health here anyway, because this is a place that I I know resonates well with me mentally. But I need to address some things and make some changes for myself. And, you may get the odd video like this. Like today, I didn't have any energy to be out in public around people today. Even just going down the street to get a cup of coffee, it was just like, it just felt like too much, I did a lot of stuff around the house, a lot of stuff I needed to do. I'm busy. I'm doing things, and it's good. But I got a couple of projects, videos that, I got the one from Alan and Dean yesterday. I filmed that with 3 cameras, and I've got like an hour of footage that I have to edit and sync up and, flip back and forth between cameras. And some of it's done in a 360 camera, so I have to edit that out twice. And like, I'm not complaining, but it's just, there's a lot of work that's involved. It's going to be like a 6 to 10 hour edit for me to get it done. I've also got the footage from Ginge that I need to sit and go through and organize into a story. I just haven't had the time. I've had the time, but I haven't had the mental capacity to sit and do it. And then another video that I filmed last week was the making of the commercials. I call them commercials. It was just, they're just doing like TikTok videos and stuff of me eating at the restaurant, being silly, and it was fun. But it's just like behind the scenes stuff, and I've just got to sit and edit it. But it's like another hour-long video of me eating, and so it's a lot of editing to pull the information out that I want. And I just haven't had the spoons, as they say. I'm all out of spoons. And it's stuff that I love doing, and it's just I don't have the capacity at the moment to deal with it because I've got so many other things on the go. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that I got to sit and find the time to do it. Because when your brain is not resonating with what you want to do, you need to take a break for your brain. And so videos like these are easier for me to handle because I can just sit, talk, and know what I'm doing, and I'm fine with it. I'm good. And yeah. So this is not me saying I'm taking a break or anything. I'm just letting you guys know you'll get videos like this every now and again. It could become more often once I start working and I just don't have time to be out, or I have no idea. But at the moment, this is where I am. And I haven't shied away from anything with my mental health. I've been upfront and candid about it from the start. And I think it's important is that I think too many times, for men especially, we have been raised and told that you have to be brave and strong and push back your emotions and suck it up and don't show frailty and don't show that you have anything wrong, because guys don't do that. Me growing up in the 70s and 80s, even though it was changing a bit, that male bravado and the male machismo. We saw the Marlboro Man was like in all of our magazines, this cowboy, the rough, rugged cowboy smoking a cigarette. That's an image that we're supposed to portray. And I'm not saying women have it easy either. I'm not a woman, so I can't state what they have to deal with. I know it's a shit ton on social media. Trust me, I get it. But I'm just talking about myself. And I made a conscious decision that I was going to be open and honest about everything with myself. This is how I document things. This is how I progress my growth. And, I can go back and look at a video from last year and say, oh, you were heavier, you're doing better. Or, no, you were thinner and you've gained weight again, so you need to address that. And so it's, or I don't see the spark in my eyes, or I don't see things, or I remember I made a video, I'm like, okay, I remember what was going on here at this point, and, see how I'm progressing, or I see something different in how I am on camera. I'm not a facade. I don't put on, brave face. It's just, when I say the spark is like, my energy is real. When I'm in a really good mood and I'm happy, like that bubbly stuff, that's me. That's who I am. But when I'm broken and feeling it, this is what I'm like. This is the introspective Sean. This is the Sean that is content sitting home with a book. I've got my Kindle out. I've been reading all day today. I've got my media player. I turned my TV off just a while ago because I was sitting here reading and listening to music. And I'm okay with that, you know. I'm more than happy to do that kind of thing. You know, but I'm good. So just want to give you guys a heads up on, you know, what's going on. Hope you like my apartment. I certainly do. I sit here all the time. This is where I have breakfast most days. If I'm not sitting out in the balcony, I sit here. It's been so hot lately that I find myself in here a lot more often. No AC in this room. I just have a fan back there. So it's just the open air from the balcony, and I sit here and I'm comfortable. And it can be 35, 36 degrees outside and I'm comfortable in here. So it's saving a little bit of money on the AC. But at night I do turn the AC on so I can go to sleep and I can sleep well. And last night I did. I crashed hard last night. I woke up early. I was up for like 2 hours with the video and I was like, I'm going to go back to sleep. And I'm glad I did, because I woke up again. It was like around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh, this feels good. You know, I was just starting to get a little sweaty. And I was like, okay, time to get up. The sun's coming out. It's making the room a little bit warmer. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for everything. You know, something different again, as I like to say, you know, more candid. If you like my content, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you are still here and you're so inclined, I'll post a link to another video. It's going to be over here someplace. I can't see the screen, but somewhere. Anyway, see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.